But she ought not to be punished for it either. And removing Billy from her care would punish her. Even more unfairly, it would punish Billy by taking him from the mother that he loves very, very much.
Call your first witness.
Call Linda Ray Gettner, please. Linda Ray Gettner to the stand.
Barbara, you'll be called to testify a little later on, so you'll have to leave the court.
Solemnly swear that you testimony about the case now pending before the court, so the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your full name.
Linda Ray Gettner.
Please be seated.
Miss Gettner, were you homosexual when you met Barbara Moreland?
Yes. I was a lesbian when I first met Barbara Moreland.
Approximately how long ago was that, ma'am?
About 2.5 years ago.
Where did you meet?
At the home of some friends.
Party of some kind?
No, it wasn't a party. It was, a get-together.
After this first meeting, you decided to see each other again?
Yes.
After that first time, you started to date or to court one another?
We went together.
Well, would this be much the same way a man might call on a lady and take her out?
Pretty much.
Would you call on her, or would she call on you?
Objection, Your Honor. This line of questioning does not go to Mrs. Gettner's competence as a mother. She's already admitted she's a lesbian. The only purpose to this line of questioning is to inflame the jury.
Your Honor, in qualifying the jurors, they each admitted a lack of knowledge about homosexuality. I share that lack of knowledge. Now, Ms. Liebes claims that her client's lifestyle makes no difference. But how's the jury going to decide whether or not this lifestyle has any effect on the raising of the child if I'm not allowed to ask questions about that lifestyle?
I'll overrule the objection.
Ms. Gettner, the question was about the date. Who instigated this date?
It was a mutual thing.
And sometimes you would go out on the town, so to speak?
Sometimes.
Did you ever go out and have a drink?
Yes, sometimes we went out at night. Mm-hmm.
And when you went out at night, what bars did you frequent?
We went to Le Rendezvous. Le Rendezvous?
That's here in this city, ma'am?
Yes. I don't know the exact address.
Well, I've been in a few bars in my time, but I don't think I've ever been in that one. What do you do in this bar?
We'd go in and we'd have a drink.
Do they dance in this bar?
Yes, they do.
With whom would you dance when you went in there?
Your Honor, I'll have to repeat our objection. He is obviously trying to inflame the jury by conjuring up spectacles of what goes on inside a homosexual bar. This has no bearing on the best interests of this child.
Your Honor, I'm not trying to inflame anyone. I am simply trying to gain information about this homosexual lifestyle, which they say has no bearing on the upbringing of the child. I don't know how I'm going to do that unless I ask this witness questions about how a person like that lives.
Well, let's move on to matters involving the child and the life pattern of the child.
Were there any other bars you went to?
Your Honor, he's pursuing the same line of questioning.
Your Honor, I'm
This
simply
has no
trying to
relevance
elicit
unless a connection
information.
is
I said I'll sustain the objection. I want to caution both counsels to refrain from any further outbursts.
Please, I know it's a lot of trouble, but you just got to help me out. Aunt Nedra's going to be 85 next month, and Lord knows what could happen if she was to read about the trial. You'll just take the newspaper off the porch. I'll make sure to call her while Cronkite's on. You're a doll. Thanks. Bye. to print what I was talking about?
Leave it. You know, maybe for the future you ought to learn about off the record. Off the record means I'm more or less honor bound not to use it.
Off the record? I remember.
And what do you mean, a loving relationship with Barbara Moreland?
I mean, I love her as an individual.
Do you love her more than you love your sons, David or Billy?
Objection. The question is hypothetical.
Objection's overruled. Answer the question, please.
And the question is, do you love Barbara Moreland more than you love your sons, David or Billy?
That's like asking if I loved Mike more than the boys when him and me were married.
Ma'am, I don't think we need your comment on the question. What we need is your answer. Please?
The same. I love them both the same.
You love Barbara Moreland and your sons the same?
Yes.
No difference.
She's answered the question twice now, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. Let's move ahead, Mr. Stabler.
Very well, Your Honor. Let's. Now, you regard Barbara Moreland as your mate, your spouse?
I do.
And how long have you been with her now?
2.5 years.
You ever slept with anyone else in that time?
Never.
Drawing your attention back to your present home life, ma'am. Do you ever show affection for Ms. Moreland in your home?
In what way?
Well, for example, I've seen parents, my own, when one would come home, the other might give him or her a kiss or a hug, show of affection, of love.
No. No, never in front of Billy.
Oh, you never show affection for Miss Moreland in your home?
Oh, well, Billy realizes that I love Barbara very much.
And Billy is a 9-year-old boy. How would he know that?
Because we do everything together.
Who does he think Miss Moreland is?
A lady that we live with.
What's he call her?
Barbara.
Barbara?
Sometimes he gets mixed up. He calls her Mama. They're very close.
Miss Gettner, sitting here today, do you have any preference as to whether you were a heterosexual person or a homosexual person?
I would be exactly what I am.
My question to you as a mother is this. If it comes down to your homosexuality and the son you've got left, which are you going to choose?
Your Honor, I will object to the hypothetical nature of this question. He is calling for this witness not to recite any facts involved with this lawsuit, but to respond to a hypothetical
I'll
situation.
overrule the objection.
Would the reporter read the question, please?
If it comes down to your homosexuality and the son you've got
for the
left...
purposes of the record, I wish to object to this question on the grounds that it calls for a speculative answer.
I'll overrule your objection.
My question to you as a mother is this. If it comes down to your homosexuality and the son you've got left, which are you going to choose?
That's not a choice I've got.
Miss Gettner, please.
I'm not going to lose the only son that I have left.
Ma'am, please, just answer this
The
question.
situation is not a risk.
Miss Gettner.
And if it did
No, I hate to interrupt you. And I don't want to be abrupt. But this is a very important lawsuit, and this is a very important topic of discussion. Now, I've asked you a question, and we would like a yes or a no, or I refuse to answer, not a speech.
I refuse to answer. Honest to God, you've got no idea what it's like in there. Especially when that Stabler gets going at you.
Oh, I bet you were great.
Oh, no. You know, Mama told me how smart he is. And he sure is.